Protoss. Diamond 3. Starting now. Protoss, baby. Yeah, we gotta catch the Protoss up, guys. ViBE, thank God you're on. No one else is good enough. I'm here, dude. I'm here, dude. I'm here, dude. Alright, we got a Zerg. One build per matchup. So what it was one build per matchup pretty much until Diamond League. And now that we are Diamond League, we'll start expanding upon our build horizons. We'll make more builds. We are Zerg. We are GG. So this game, we're gonna do a new build, okay? We're gonna do a new build this game. This build, this build is going to be an Archon drop. We're gonna keep it really basic as well. We're not gonna like try and do DT pressure, micro that shit. We're just gonna keep it to an Archon drop, and we'll keep the micro of it kind of simple. But it is gonna be an Archon drop with pressure. So, yeah, and this guy's going for a gas pool. After hatch, so he's not rushing me, so I have time to take a Nexus here, and we'll be okay. We'll be just fine. We can take their cybernetic score. And now we'll start our second pylon in just a second. We'll have another gateway fill that in right there. There we go. Okay, with my pylon over here, let's make a Twilight Council, because this is important. We need that. Let's start warp gate, and we'll now fill in the second gate, and we can make an adept. Let's make one adept, and our adept will sit here in my doorway. Now the next bit, like as soon as I get about like 8 to 10 probes in the middle line over here, we'll take another gas. And my next tech building is going to be a Dark Shrine, and then a Robo. So the Adept can be on full position now, in the wall. We'll take a gas, we're at 8, just one gas. And now we'll take a Robo, as soon as we can. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be making probes, and as soon as we can afford 2 more gates, we'll add them on. But we're not going to cut probes to do this. So it's going to be really soon. Fill that gas up. Yo, Chibi, what's up? Alright, 2 more gates right now, boys. Right now. And now we can add on our last gas because we're getting close to full saturation, and we can also add a pylon. Honestly, we'll probably want to add in like 2 pylons. Or actually, we need to build a prism first because this robo is almost done. So save for a prism while making probes. Prism has been made. Now let's make another pylon. We could even chrono our Prism just to get it out there faster. And here we go. Now we have warp gates finishing. Prism could go to the front of my base right now. Like right here for the hot pickup, guys. That hot pickup. We just made 4 DTs. The build order lined up pretty well. Instead of taking them into DTs to harass with DTs, we'll just go keep, like I said, we'll keep it simple and we'll go Archons. And we'll load up the Prism and we'll go to his base. Now I'm making another unit out of the Prism, or I mean out of the Robo, an Observer, and it's gonna literally follow the Prism. And what this is gonna do is I can like kill all the creep of Zerg and make him really screwed over. And behind this, now I can take a Robo Bay. And we can take a third base, and we can start making like an Immortal for now, and maybe some Zealots. There we go. Hello. Just drop our Archons, and run the Prism away for a second. Keep the Prism nearby. Keep making probes during this. These Archons are massacring things right now. This is kind of how Archons work. Kill the Queen with the Archon. Or, yeah. So he can't kill my Prism anymore. Get back in. Alright, let's take a third base while he's like really busy dealing with this. And on our Forge we can start a Charge upgrade, and on our Robo Bay we can start a Colossus upgrade, and now we can start making Colossus. I return to serve. So go around his base and kill creep and keep him under attack. And let's start saturating our third base. We can chrono our Nexuses again. Did I start a Forge? Oh, I did not. We need to start a Forge as well. So keep the Prism over here. See what we can do. Maybe there's a creep tumor I can kill. Oh, there's a Queen I can kill. Kill that. Get back on the Prism. Go over here. Drop the base. There's a lot of roaches here. Just run away. If roaches are here, don't even try to micro it. Don't even be like, I'm gonna do this really fancy stuff. Just get away. We'll come back here and attack this. What we're doing now is we're keeping him really annoyed and really busy. Roaches are coming. Get back in the Prism. Let's do it again. Never mind. He's got stuff there, so let's now go try and kill creep or anything we can. Okay, creep tumor. Kill it. Load up. Let's run away. The roaches are like right on me, so we'll just get away. The roaches are leaving. Let's go back and kill that creep tumor. This is so annoying for Zerg. Run away. Now behind this, we have a fully saturated third base, guys. And our Zerg opponent does not. So now let's fill it in with gates. We'll make like 6 gates. And now behind this, let's make a Templar Archives. And we can, let's add on one more Forge. And we can start getting, what's it called? Oh, look, he's here. Let's go. Bring my whole army right here, right now. Everything A move. Drop the Archons to help. Everything A move towards this Zerg army. Keep making Colossus.
Happy birthday at Sciaphobia.
Yo, Sciaphobia's birthday! Happy motherfucking birthday, bro! It's the birthday boy! Thank you very much for the bits, guys. Sciaphobia loading us, and yo, Sciaphobia, happy birthday, man. How old you turning? 22? Look like a young man. 23, bro? Thank you, dude. Hope you guys have a good day today. Alright, he's old. Now we're kind of hanging out, we're chilling, guys. Now we'll go ahead and go back into making some Archons, because our gas is getting a little high. make Archons. Keep making Colossus. And now we're gonna keep chrono boosting our upgrades here. And with the Prism, we can fly around his base. Let's also take another base of our own right now. We can phase mode our Prism right here. Alright, let's go get ready to go attack. Let's go push his third base. This is a good timing. And right as we push his third base, this is what we're gonna do. Move my army right here, right outside for just a sec. I'm gonna wait till my last warping round comes in and we're gonna go like this. Okay, well, even though you're like, oh ViBE, that might be a bad warping, you know what it's doing? It's keeping him busy. So we're gonna go and move this now, and now he's gonna lose a base. Because his whole army's out of position. And this was worth way more than what that Warp Prism was worth. Way more. Now we can back up. And just, if we backed up, we would do this. Whoops. I didn't mean to quit. I just wanted to show you what we did. I guess since we're in this replay thing, we can show you exactly where we're at. Our supply's crushing his at the moment. He's on 2 base economy. He's very far behind. But, this is what I would have done had he not quit right that second. Oh my god, he just quit again, so I can't resume it. We would have just come back to my base and just made more. We would have started going like this. We would have gone to our base over here, added on some gates to be extra safe so we can't get blown by like failing busts and stuff. This is now a full wall up until right there. We add on 4 more gates as well to keep the gateway count really solid. You know, keep our base running really well. And then just add on more Archons and another round of Zealots. And we could even, if we're still not maxed, we're close but not there yet, we can start chrono boosting our gates to speed it up. And then, as soon as we get really close to that max, you know, take a moment to resaturate new bases, all this stuff. Every other base is good.
Upgrade complete.
And we could then push with a legit maxed army. Go back, and there's no way he holds this next timing. It's humongous. This next timing is very scary. And there you go. That's what we would have done, just to guarantee that we don't throw an army away. Because even though we moved his army out of position, we lost all those zealots, which is a wasted round of warp-ins. But we killed his third. But moving in too early before I have new warp-ins is a little scary because I also sacrificed my army to kill his third. A little bit. I sacrificed a full round of warp-ins to do that. But here's the thing as well. If he did not move over there to kill the Prism, he would have lost a lot of stuff in his main because that was a scary amount of zealots. That was like 10 zealots.
Oh, yeah.
Which is it's kind of scary. Yo, Anisam, thank you for the 8-month sub, my dude. Anisam. Welcome back to the VFam, my dude. It's a long recommitment. Much love, dude. ViBE, the music's pretty loud. I turned it down 10%. It should be fine. I've heard I've heard it before. It's not that bad. Also, the lobby music is a lot louder than the in-game music. Yo, Detroit 1103. What's up, dude? Thank you for the Prime. Sorry, there was like 3 people who asked me questions and I kind of missed it because I was looking at the subs. Left comments on your Zerg YouTube Diamond 3 video with timestamps, descriptions of what happened. You're asking me like what you should do or something? I feel too pressured to take a third by Zerglings as toss and force myself into an all-in. How can I overcome this? Well, the build I just showed you last time, the Prism is how you can overcome that. We don't have to do that build again this game. We'll do a different build this time. But that was a good example of Prism counter pressure. That build's very, very good, by the way. I think that's Protoss' best build. This time we'll do something with Stargate. We'll do something very, very basic with Stargate. I'll show you the power of a basic Stargate. Scout him again with our first probe. Mass void rays! Later. You're jumping the gun, Lonnie Moss. Alright, calm down. What league is this? This is Diamond. Diamond 3. Alright, so he's gone for hatchery. Gas. There should be a pool starting like right now. Or no, oh, what the? Okay, that pool's way faster than I thought it would be. I guess he skipped an overlord. Because that all feels really early. Oops, I didn't do that. Okay. Take a second pylon. Let's try and get my economy, my mineral line saturated properly with 2 per patch. And finally, let's build a second gate here, because he's going to have really early access to lings. We don't want to take damage from that. That would suck. And now with our next bit of gas, we're gonna go into Stargate. Which is right about now.
Glory to the Daylong.
Quick question, best way to eat steak is with your bare hands.
Ire shall be reclaimed.
Alright, so with Stargate, you need to kind of have an army that's also like just strong. You need to be kind of strong here on the ground, okay? So we're gonna make some adepts just to be on the safe side. And again, this is gonna help with the ling problem. We can start a archives here, and now we're going to start a oracle. 1 oracle first. Yeah, just like 3 seconds away from gas. 2 seconds, 1 second. There you go.
The firstborn shall persevere.
Now again, probes still take priority here. We aren't making adepts, but probes take priority. We can take our gases now. We're getting really close to full saturation on the natural. And here's what we're gonna do. While we're still saturating our base, we're going to throw down a Templar Archives. Fast, Templar Archives. Oh no, that's actually 200 gas. I miscalculated the cost of that building. And now we can build it. Let's go ahead and saturate these gases, and we'll keep making adepts off these buildings, or off these gates over here.
We meet our fate.
Let's pay attention to our oracle. Okay. We're not really able to get much damage done because we flew over a queen. It's okay. Shit like that'll happen all the time in Diamond League.
Let us begin.
Really, what we're doing is we're scouting and we're forcing the threat of a potential oracle pressure.
The threads of fate.
Now let's move my whole army up here.
I see.
And we're gonna fly one more time to try and see what we can see in his base. Maybe we get an open mineral line to harass. No. Well, we just saw a double Evo Roach Warren, so that's fine. Now behind this, we're gonna take a third base. And we're gonna prepare the wall off like we have been.
How can I?
And our Oracle can literally just chill out now over my third. That's all it's gonna be. We're gonna have the Oracle chill right here. So if this guy attacks me, the Oracle can turn on the beam, the pulsar beam, and start killing a bunch of lings or something. Meanwhile, let's start walling my base in. This is good Sim City. And now we can start going into Archons. We can keep chrono boosting our probes. And now since we're going for fast Archon, let's go ahead and go for a couple of forges, guys. If I can fit a forge in here anywhere. My god. Forge here. Keep making probes. Let's keep using our gas to make Archons for right now.
The threads of fate.
Those Archons are pretty powerful. But now immediately we can take our gases here. And we can now that our base is kind of solidified here, now we can go back and attack with the Oracle and try and do something. But the Oracle was literally just going to sit there and revelate lings as they come over and try to harass as we prepare a base. Maybe we get some drones here. Hey look, open mineral line. Alright, let's run away. We can revelate it too and run away. And now we can see what else he makes here.
You seek guidance?
Hey, look, another base. Okay, so this guy's getting really greedy. That's a lot of bases really fast, guys, against Protoss. But we have a very scary army. Let's grab our whole army. And let's literally go attack it right now. Meanwhile, back at home, let's start upgrading shields and weapons. Get rid of that ling. Let's go and take this. Let's take a base while we keep him defensive.
The enemy has discovered us.
And now behind this, we can be really cheeky with this Oracle, and we can go like this. Where is he going to try and defend this base from? Most likely, he's going to come down right here. Let's make a stasis trap. And now let's send the Oracle back home in case he attacks me. Let's keep making more stuff at home. Actually, pylons. Chrono boost upgrades. Alright, we killed the base. We could actually just back up right now. We're not really forced to take a fight. We did what we came for. We killed the base, and we took our own. So now we're the one on 4 base, and the Zerg is the one on 3 base. So that is not bad for us at all. We can continue gateway production. And keep it going. And if you notice, he is going for mass Hydra. So this is Diamond League now. We can micro a little more. Let's take this as the first league where we're actually going to use High Templar for real. And let's do the same thing we always like to do. Let's add in some batteries. And let's also add in some cannons to our bases. Just a little bit. A little bit more extra on the outsides, but a little bit less on the insides. This is just in case we have to deal with something annoying like a Mutalisk build or something like that. Keep my upgrades going. Okay, let's make some more Archons. And more Zealots. Now with our Oracle, we can fly back into his base and we can give it another beautiful scout. Another good old scout. This Oracle is like a glorified scout at this point. But we're a 4-base Protoss versus a 3-base Zerg now. So we're in a great spot. Keep trying to boost the upgrades. Notice how we opened with Stargate, but we didn't really use the Stargate that much. It was literally just to make an Oracle. And this Oracle's done a great job all game. Okay, he's going Broodlords. He's going Broodlords. So now that we know that, because it's a glorified scout, we're going to go into the Void Ray thing we talked about before. Keep chrono boosting upgrades.
The threads of fate.
This or, and then we can, you know, make a round of zealots here, and we get ready to attack. There we go. Let's go. There's his army. Okay, so there is his army right there. Let's go ahead and shove him. So we have Storm, and we have a big ground army. Behind this, we will remax into a Void Ray army. We could start another base right now. We don't have to necessarily saturate it yet, but we could start it. And now we can push. We can move under his army, right, as fast as possible. We can storm it. 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 Okay, so he actually made the brutes and he kicked the shit out of my army. That was good by him. Let's go ahead and start making Void Rays. We'll chrono boost these voids as fast as we can. And we can make we're not really going to be able to fight the Broodlords right now, right this second, so let's go and do this. Let's take some time here. Okay, he's actually splitting his army around. Run away, zealots! Run away!
Our pylon is under attack. Mineral field depleted.
Alright. We can move our voids in and try and kill some stuff here. Kill the Broodlords as fast as possible. The Hydra's now. They're in my face. Okay, he's actually just target firing my Nexuses. So let's start making probes again, and let's try to remake our Nexus. And replace the economy we just lost.
Our pylon is under attack.
We can make some Archons now, because we're kind of broke on minerals, so we can use something cheap on the mineral and heavy on the gas. And now since this guy's going for, he's going for Broodlord. He's going Broodlord and Ground Army. We can just go into Void Ray and you know, go from there. Alright, we'll make another Nexus here as soon as we can. And we can take a moment here to go push one of his bases. Like we just saw this base of the Oracle earlier. Let's go attack it again. Because we also just killed an army. So go smack that. Smack that. All on the floor. Smack that. Alright, let's go. Kill the Overlord. Whatever. If he shows up and he's here, we can always recall my army. Well, let's just work on killing this base and we can get out afterwards. Keep making Void Rays. Alright, this army's looking a little scary. Let's go ahead and run away. That's a lot of Hydras, guys. We don't really want to take that fight necessarily. Just get out. We're actually outrunning his army, so let's not worry about recalling. And behind this, we can make some more Templar. Saturate my gases. This base is back up and running. We can grab some probes and send them to the base that died.
Mineral field depleted.
Okay, here he is again. Let's go save this base. He's target firing my Nexuses over and over. Let's go ahead and storm it now. Storm. 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 Big Archons. So he is killing my bases here and there, but he's also losing armies every time he does it. That's not actually the most efficient thing to do. Keep making Void Rays. Keep upgrading, whatever we can. Chrono boost the upgrades. Get this base fully saturated and start some more probes for this base over here, as it's not going to be fully saturated. My probe count right now is at 8, or it's actually 89. We're totally fucking good on probe count. Let's cancel those, actually. I have way more than I thought I did. There you go, that's the problem. I never went back to my main and took the saturation off, so that's where we need to do.
Vespene geyser exhausted.
Make some zealots.
I'm in it. My life for iron.
Now we can make another round of Templar, so we can storm again. And now let's make another Nexus so we can transfer to it if we need to. And we can do the same thing again. Cannon, 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 battery, battery. Okay, looks like he wants to attack over here, so let's move our army down this way. Wait for the Templar to get here, this is important. Make some more cannons. This way we can't just get broken over and over. Alright, so he keeps target firing my Nexus again, as we can see. But our army is becoming a scary deathball. So now let's get a position here and let's move it together. Go, go, go. Storm, storm. 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 There you go. That's the power of our army compared to the power of his army. It's pretty, he also clumped up for me a little bit right there, which made that really easy peasy. But our army is really scary. Now let's go ahead and move across the map here. Because the other side of the map we have a bunch of cannons at it. We're looking good.
Upgrade complete.
Keep doing upgrades. Chrono boost. All chrono boosts are going into upgrades. And we can start making some cannons over here for this new base again. Let's kill any potential bases that Zerg might have over here, like this. Ready to storm. Storm. That's enough. Keep making a static D over here.
Mineral field depleted.
There we go. Okay, we can move forward more and kill another base. We have, it's just so you guys know too, we have our Templar in our own group so we can move them at will whenever we want. Whenever we take a fight, we always move our army and then we just go to the Templar. Move our army, go to the Templar. Okay, he's attacking me, so let's do this. Group everything up in a tight little ball. He's actually also running behind us. Group everything up in a tight little ball. Grab the Nexus getting attacked, and let's recall our army as best we can. We missed one Void Ray and one Templar. It's okay. Storm, storm. Cool. Now these Archons are stuck, so let's go ahead and kill that cannon and that pylon. We'll rebuild it. Okay. Keep doing upgrades. Chrono. 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 Send all our new probes that are available. We just hit Control F1 and it selected all idle probes. Now we just sent them all to my base over here. Now let's go to the top side of the map and start clearing shit out on the top side. Attack this base. Move the Templar near our army. There we go, boys. So, our first army was designed to really mess up a ground army, but he went air. He went Broodlords. So then we switched our composition around into something else, which was Void Ray Archon, primarily, and some support Storm. The DPS of Void Ray Archon is insanely high together, and then Storm just AoEs pretty much the majority of everything if the Zerg doesn't move out of it. So this is a very, very strong comp for Zerg to have to deal with. And, yeah. it's just hard to deal with. And then plus on top of everything else, we have level 3 shields already on our upgrades. So things like this, all these cannons and batteries, they're all super super tanky with these shield upgrades, and it would make killing this base really hard. It would make it really cost inefficient for the Zerg to fight against this. Or if the Zerg's entire army's here, it would buy me a lot of time to do something like, be like, all right, I'm going to group my army up and I'm going to recall. And then it really becomes cost inefficient if the recall actually goes through, if the Nexus hasn't died yet, if he's target firing it. Because you see what happens every single time I fight this guy with Storm. It just shreds his army. And we can look at resources lost. It's very lopsided here. So, but yeah, at this point the Zerg's pretty dead because we all we kept doing was we kept killing all of his expansions, so he kind of ran out of money. Right, what upgrades you go for first? Against Zerg? Against Zerg, we're doing shields and we're doing weapons. Because we're doing Archon-based builds a lot. Because Archons are amazing units. And most Zergs will always die to Archons. So shields not only upgrade the power of the Archon, but it also upgrades buildings behind that, which allows us to expand with cannons and batteries. And have it be way tankier than it otherwise would be if I didn't have shield upgrades. Alright, so we're against a Terran now. We'll go ahead and wall the mineral line. The backs of our mineral line, so the Reaper can't just freely run around my base. How you guys doing today? How you doing? Alright, we'll go scout him now. ViBE, is it toss only today? We're gonna start with Protoss, and then we're gonna see where we're at, and then if I have time to do Zerg today, I will do Zerg after Protoss. But if Protoss takes a while, and depending on where we're at that point, maybe just Protoss today. We'll see. I can't really answer that yet. I actually have a massive headache today, guys. I'm like killing my body because I'm not sleeping. Because I'm always either doing these like post-edit stream portions, or I'm actually streaming for like 10 hours a day. It's very time-consuming. I love doing it, guys. I fucking love you guys for it. You know, the stream's been doing great. I'm so motivated to do it. What I'm actually making, my body's suffering at the moment. I fucking feel like crap today. Feel pretty bad. You're here to entertain, not to feel healthy. Alright, let's take a natural. Excuse me. Maybe you should make shorter sessions. The only problem with that is I have to cut my these game clips into multiple pieces then. It's much easier if I just, as soon as I start, I finish a league. I mean, if it happens, it happens. Then I would clip it into multiple portions, but I think it's more convenient if it's all in one for a viewer.
I'm here.
As much as I can.
Cold is the void.
All right, let's make a robo.
Let our enemy know our fury.
So our Stalker just zoned out the Reaper. He's trying to run around the side. The Reaper's going this way, so he can come up the cliff here.
For the reckoning.
But look, he can't get in my base, guys. So if he goes up, we're probably going to kill the Reaper now. Look at that beautiful SimCity. That wouldn't have happened if we didn't kill the Reaper. And now we also forced a scan out of him, so because he's worried about what's happening. So that was great. That was fucking amazing. That Reaper... It wasn't a great Reaper. He invested into the Reaper that did nothing, and then he scanned anyways. So it's really good. Just because of how we build our base. Alright, let's go ahead and get a Robo Bay. Now let's also start a second gateway. Let's get an observer out of my forge, or my Robo, and we'll start a forge.
Research complete.
Let's go ahead and make an observer number 2, and this first observer is going to go scout across the map again. Alright, behind this, let's make a second forge and a Twilight Council. Then we can start making Colossus now. And behind the Colossus, we're gonna go for Colossus Zealot, basically, is the plan here. And this observer is gonna tell me if I need to change anything about what I'm doing, about my plans here. So we have a few stalkers and an observer, just in case this guy goes Banshee, Widowmine, anything like that. Does it move out right now? So let's chrono boost our Colossus.
Oh, yeah.
And keep making zealots. Keep making zealots. Yo, Boogie with Stew! Thank you very much, dude, for the 2-month Sabarino. Much love, dude. Okay, he scanned my observer as well. So this guy's scanning a lot. Now we do have a Colossus. We chrono boosted it because we saw him move out with our first observer. So we're playing extra safe right now. Now, as soon as we can, which is going to be like right now, we'll go take our third base. We can afford it without really disrupting our production. Take another Colossus. And we got a third base going down now. Why prioritize Colossus over Immortals? Because Colossus are way easier. They're just easy. And it's because it's also going to set the Terran up to fail later. And I'll show you why. I'll explain why when we get there. Okay, so there's a tank.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff here. Let's go ahead and send my army forward. Hey, move the army. Grab my probes. Send them in. Okay, he's got Widow Mines in my main, so let's run away. He's trying to multi-prong me. I'll probably have more Widow Mines here. Okay, let's keep making probes. And now, with our observer, we're going to go forward. And with our Colossus and Stalker only, we're going to attack it. And now it's all cleaned up. Now let's grab our probes, control F1. 3 on that gas, 3 on that gas. Go back to mineral line. So we obviously looked at the minimap there, which is why that didn't actually do anything. Now with our upgrades, we're gonna get weapons level 2 and shield and weapons and armor level 2. We're going armor this time instead of shields. And now we're gonna go into the Temple Archives once again.
You require my skills.
We're gonna make a couple of stalkers. This guy really seems like he likes to be the harassive type of Terran. Like he's got a Liberator over here now. Let's go and take our gases here. And now behind this we have good saturation of everything. When we're starting to get a lot of money, let's start ramping our gateway count up a lot more. That's 5 gates in my main. We'll do like 3 in my natural. Keep chrono boosting upgrades. Keep making Colossus. Okay, he's attacking me again. Can run away for a second. Let's start getting Storm. This is why Colossus are so good. It's because most Terran's reaction to this is going to go, oh my god, Colossus. We need Vikings. And we need them now. Because if he doesn't make Vikings, it's really hard to deal with Colossus. Keep chrono boosting upgrades. So if he doesn't make Vikings, it's really hard to deal with the Colossus. And what's going to happen now is, and look, you can see Vikings, guys, right? See Vikings? Well, we see a Viking. It's not mass Vikings yet. But we see the capability of a Terran going Viking. We have 4 Colossus. That's pretty good. I think we should probably stop there. We could be totally fine. Let's start actually going into Templars with Storm now. Because if this Terran overmakes Vikings, and we go into Archon charge lots and Templar for Storm, our army's going to be insanely scary. It's going to be really hard to stop.
Mineral field depleted.
And now behind this, while we're kind of chilling still, we can be like, cannon, battery. This is to stop any more Widowmine drops, or help with Liberators, or help with Bio. That might be rushing my base at some point. Chrono upgrades. Let's add in some more Zealots, and we can add in like a couple of Templars to become Archons now. Just a few. So make sure we don't grab our existing ones that have a lot of energy. Let's turn these guys into Archons. Alright. Now let's... Honestly, we can probably go attack his base at this point. Our army is about to be 3-3. This is a very scary timing, by the way, for Terran to deal with. It's really hard to stop that. And we have a good composition. We have Storm. We also have okay, we'll make some Zealots here to deal with this. What are his upgrades? His upgrades are 1-1. We're almost 3-3. Look at how well these Zealots just beat the crap out of everything.
Base is under attack.
We're gonna make some more Zealots over here. Look at these Zealots, guys. They just don't care. Zealots are like the best unit ever against Protoss, or against Terran, rather. And then Zealots and AoE is like amazing against Terran. Now let's go attack him. Let's send one Zealot out. One Zealot can go along the right side of the map. One Zealot can go along the left side of the map. And we'll kind of posture around right now. Be like, if we see an army that we can kill it. If we see it's something vulnerable. But if we're not gonna really worry about taking a fight super hard, unless this guy clumps his army up and allows me to kill it. I'm just looking to make sure that, like this right here. Look at this. It's so juicy, right? Storm it. Let's go over here. We can make another round of units. Bring them into my army. Behind this, we can take... all we're really doing right now is we're looking for more expansions. We're not forcing the fight as fast as we can, because we were waiting for 3-3 anyways, which is just now finished. But we're looking for where his bases are. And before we take this big fight, we can go like this. 5, 6. We just made 6 more gates. And now we see a base here and a base there. This base is a planetary that's not defended, and it also has no SimCity around it. Let's just go here. We can really pick either one, but we'll go here for this one. And we'll attack into it right now. We can storm all the clumps of his army. Storm. Storm. I'm just microing the Templar. Storm. There you go. Now let's attack into his natural, because we're here. Storm those guys. Your probes are under attack. What's happening? Okay, let's warp in some Zealots. Okay, worry about this again. And with all this money we have right now in the bank, we could go back to our base and use those extra gates we just made. And we could go like this to spend our money. Chrono as many gates as possible. And just fucking crank out a big ass army right here. And then with my gates still being chronoed, look at their cooldowns, they're like really fast. And we're now about to be, we're really close to maxed out. And we have a really, yeah, we're maxed. We have a really scary potential of army here. Our army is super strong, super scary. And then from this point on, we could also do things like, if the game didn't end here, and we're like, we didn't break him as well as we would have liked, we could go like, you know, add in some Stargates. Kind of like how we do against Zerg. To be honest, we're going to be 5. We would need like 3 against Terran. But instead of making Void Rays, these would be Tempest. And the reason why we would make Tempest is because Tempest can siege down static D of Terran. Tempest can siege down specific units that can siege as well. A Tempest beats all siege units for Terran. It beats a tank and it beats a Liberator, which are both the siege units that Terran has. And also the last thing it does is a Tempest also forces fights, because if the guy just sits there and Tempest keep killing one thing after another, he's gonna have to do something to move forward and stop that from happening. And when he moves forward, that's when you go storm, 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 storm. And then everything dies, usually. People don't really have very good counter storm micro right now. So storm is amazing right now. And all we're doing is we're moving our army and worrying about microing the storm as best as we can. Shame. Shame. Indeed. To be fair, Diamond players don't usually good luck, have fun, or GG. I feel like it's everywhere. You might get people in every league that may or may not do that. Is there a big skill difference between Diamond and Masters? Yeah. I feel like I've done a Bronze game before, and this is honestly what I think. Bronze to Plat is all really similar. It's all really similar. You can learn how to macro, and you can beat everyone just the same. They'll all die the same way because they all lose to macro. But as soon as you get to Diamond, you do have to start microing a little bit. So it is a bit. It's like you take a step up from Platinum to Diamond, and then it's the same exact thing when you go from I'm playing it's a Protoss. It's the same exact thing when you go from Diamond to Masters. It's another step up, just like Diamond to Platinum was. So it is noticeable jumps. So right now all we're doing is we're incorporating basic micro into our build. We're trying to incorporate really basic. We're still doing the macro part of our build, but now we're trying to incorporate micro with it. But it's not really intense micro. It's really basic. It's more just like understanding how to set up things. That's probably the biggest part about everything we're trying to learn here. Is how do we set things up to make micro easy? Instead of trying to, because the perfect example I can give you guys is like Terran Bio. I think Terran Bio is the best example because a lot of people don't understand it. If you have a Bio player who's going up against an AoE based composition, like let's say it's High Templars, and he just runs his whole army in with Stimpak, and then he starts storming it, and now he put himself in a situation where he needs to split his army really hard, or it all dies to storm really fast. He now puts himself in a crisis management situation that's really hard to deal with. It's way harder to deal with. Okay, we're getting cannon rushed. 1 second, guys. Let's grab a couple of probes and attack his probe right now. Let's also wall my base right now. This is how you fuck a cannon rush over really hard. Alright, run away. We're gonna boost the Zealot out, and let's make another gateway. Another couple gateways. Just wall your base off if you get cannon rushed and kill the probe. It literally makes everything much easier. Oh man. We can also make a robo right now. This will make my life really easy. So this cannon's out of range of that. Oh no! Wow, cannons have max range. That's crazy. Kill the probe. Make 2 stalkers right now, and let's chrono boost both of them. Or we can chrono boost one of them. Now, if you notice, this guy's being really annoying. Obviously, as we can see. He's cannon rushing the shit out of me. Let's prepare a failsafe, okay? This is a contingency plan.
I am here in the shadows.
Thanks for the lessons. I'm really enjoying your stream.
Yo,
Keep it up.
Thank you very much, Sardonyx. We can kill cannons. I'll kill all cannons that are closer to my base right now. And chrono boost an immortal now. If we get an immortal out, this game is going to be great. Let's kill the new cannon again, right there. That's a new cannon. You can click the buildings and see what they are. That's a cannon. So here's what we want to do. Get my units in a line like this. Let's make a new gate over here. Get my units in a line like this and then attack the closest cannon to me like this. If I don't attack all cannons at once, it's way easier. We're gonna go over here and start killing this stuff out of range. Okay, now my second immortal's about to spawn. These cannons are kind of too close together though, so what I just said we have to hit both this time. So we'll just go ahead and smash these 2 cannons though. Because now we have immortals, which are like, hello, nice cannons. And now the contingency plan is just an expansion. We would have honestly recalled my probes if I was going to lose my main, but we didn't, so. Now we're good to go. So this guy went for a full proxy. Like, he fully committed to this. And because of how the game's kind of gone here, let's go ahead and launch a counterattack right now. Let's actually check my natural just in case the probe's around still making new stuff.
I return to serve.
Okay, he's not. Let's go ahead and just attack his base. We can always recall if we need to. But we'll start attacking his base. Now let's make an observer, and we'll get weapon upgrades as well on my boys, But this I'm only launching a counterattack because he just invested into a super heavy all-in that really kind of just failed. Wait for my immortals to get here, and then let's attack it. These immortals are going to beat the crap out of everything really hard. And now I have a fully saturated natural as well. And there you go. This guy didn't have anything really because he pretty much invested all of his money into the early proxy. He killed my core. He killed a pylon of mine. And he killed a gateway. He also killed a second pylon of mine because I walled him out early on. But after we lost those, and we also lost our I think we lost the second gateway I built here. But after we lost all our these are all buildings, by the way, that pretty much died. I don't think I lost a single unit. But after these died, once our immortals started coming out, we just pounded all of his proxy down and we crushed it. And we didn't really lose any of our army, so that we just kind of counter-pushed, and there's not really much you can do after that. But keep in mind, if I would have messed this up, okay? If this would have been like, oh god, we didn't do it properly. I could have made it my scouting probe that scouted. Oh, he's gone for a forge.
Yeah.
Instead of running home into the cannon and dying, we just ran across the map somewhere else and we made a nexus. And we also could have just been like, all right, well, if this base is gonna die, and he continues to make cannon to keep killing my base, because he's literally spending money every time he extends his DPS in my base. If he's gonna play like that, we can just recall my probes out to a different base somewhere else on the map, and then just maybe if I have a lot of probes, I could even expand again and just start a new base somewhere else on the map, because there's just cannons here that can't suddenly just be like, oh, let's go here now. Like, it's stuck there. So I will have to worry about killing them later, but for now, we could be like, all right, fuck it. If he's gonna keep hitting my base, I'll just rebuild somewhere else. If we messed it up, it's like I said, it's like a contingency plan. It's how to give yourself a backup, a plan B if you fail at just defending it. The biggest part of all of that, though, again, guys, the biggest part of all of it is as soon as I saw, okay, he's committed to cannon rushing me, I walled his probe in my base, and I just killed it. And he allowed it to die because he tried to leave my base. I built the pylon. My probes then surrounded him against my buildings, and the probe died. And now he can't extend the cannons in my base, which makes it way easier for me to have time to prepare a defense like Immortals or Stalkers. If he was building cannon, like 4 cannons in my base, that would have been much harder to defend. Protoss seems to be going pretty fast. Yeah, it is. We're actually smashing people. We're against a random. We'll play it safe, as if he might be anything. We'll just play safe. ViBE, you heartless meanie. You won't even acknowledge the sacrifice of Frank the Zealot. Oh yeah, we lost Zealot too, I forgot. He was a bad boy. Okay, we're getting cannon rushed again. See how much easier this is to defend if you just wall your base?
Base is under attack.
Now let's do it again. We can chrono boost the stalker out. And let's keep making probes, guys. We're never gonna stop making probes. We can also make a robo.
I am here in the shadows.
Hold position my stalker so it doesn't go attack the cannons. If we kill the probes, the cannon rush is over. All you have to do is control the vision of the ramp. And now the game's over. And you want to see something really cool? You want to see something really fucking cool? Guys, what I was actually going to do is I was going to use this, I was going to use recall basically as a Protoss form of like a Nidus to send my economy somewhere else. But watch this. This is going to be some next level shit right here. It's going to be pretty frickin' sweet, dude. You guys ready? We're going to have like a train, a little shuttle bus. Get on the fucking shuttle, boys. We're going across the map. Watch, boys. It's gonna be pretty awesome. We can start killing more of these cannons because he doesn't have vision. Check this out. This is auto win. You ready?
I am here.
Let's fully saturate my gold.
I return
Let's
to
grab all
serve.
these boys together right here, and let's recall my whole fucking little force here. Shuttle bus! Uh-oh. Now I have an army that can kill his base.
State thy bidding. I am the heart. We are one. Complete the cycle.
GG! It's time to get on the Greyhound. That's right, dude. That's right. What do you think about BCQD's mech build? I don't know what he does. BCQD's a very good player. I don't know what his mech build is, though. But as soon as you walk into his base and we killed that pylon, like, he's got nothing. He can't do anything. And then now I have a gold base that's fully saturated. And a pretty much fully... Because I kept making probes, I still even have a fully saturated main. Pretty much. I gotta make a few more, obviously. But this is a really big income now for me. Because this is going full on here. But that's easy. The easy peasy way to deal with people who cannon rush you as Protoss. Just wall your base off. And if you can actually somehow wall your base off before you even get cannoned, you're just like... Okay. Alright then. Alrighty then. How are you so sure it's a cannon rush? Could be DT or air rush with the early cannons for defense. Well, here's the thing. I made a pylon in front of my base. I didn't just be like, oh, a forge is in his base. I'm immediately making a nexus. I didn't do that. I scouted his base, had a forge first only, which is almost always a cannon rush. But then as soon as I did that, I blocked my natural, or blocked my ramp with a pylon. I could easily then kill that pylon later or cancel it if I see something otherwise. But I scouted around my base with a probe as soon as that happened to see if he had a hidden probe in my base. And I saw there was a probe trying to get in my ramp. And then I also saw down the left side of my main there was cannons. So I literally scouted around. I followed up by going, let's scout my base. We like wanted to confirm it. And as soon as I confirmed it is a cannon rush, I made a nexus then. So we had steps. We had a reactionary steps. Step 1 is to wall out. Step 2 is to actually scout more, and step 3 is to then wall him out. And if he actually got into my base, we could wall him in and kill it on the high ground. That also works. Scout him again. All right, after the gateway. There's a probe right there. It's all good. I'm gonna laugh if we get cannon rushed again. Just everyone's cannon rushing. Okay, so that kind of sucks. I should have not let that happen. So here's how we're gonna deal with this now. We're gonna try and expand really fast. You should never really let your gas get stolen like that. That was my bad. That was lazy. That shouldn't happen. But oh well. All I can say is shit happens, guys. This is really bad for PvP though. Like you don't want that to happen because now what is gonna happen is this guy's gonna rush me with stalkers or adepts or something, and it's gonna become much more annoying to deal with now. Let's start kind of boosting my my gate. We can also prematurely make a gas here now, so we can get the gas going a little bit quicker. And we can also start a robo, because we're gonna need something more powerful than just one stalker at a time now to to deal with what this guy's doing. Corona boost my gate again as soon as I can. And now we're going to make a shield battery at my natural so I can fight with it if he pushes me with stalkers, and we're going to make a shield battery in my main so I can defend with it if he rushes my probes with adepts. Now we'll saturate my gas. We're on basically base defense now. So with our expansion, we're going to make batteries.
I am here in the shadows.
There you go, it's stalkers. So now we have a stalker with a battery. Let's make an immortal. And we can make another battery.
We are one.
This is not a comfortable position to be in this matchup. We're gonna make a sentry now. But yeah, it's not definitely not a comfortable position to be in. Because I'm blind now as to what he's doing. Let's go and throw down another gate because we can probably. Oh, here we go. Another attack. Stay near my shield batteries. And now that we have an immortal, this is making me feel even better now because he's committing to lots of stalkers. Chrono boost out my immortal or my robo. We have plenty of probes. We don't need to keep. We don't need to really worry about chronoing my my nexus. Let's worry more about chronoing my immortals out for the time being. And now we have an observer for that just in case type of play. And now that we have the observer, as soon as we get enough energy to make a hallucination, we're going to hallucinate a phoenix and scout towards this guy's base and see if he's going for a natural or if he's going to all-in me. Oh my god. I tried to avoid that from happening and it happened anyways.
Engaging the enemy.
Okay, well, I flew over 4 stalkers, unfortunately. Alright, well, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's actually try and do a timing here. If he's only got stalkers, and we have 2 immortals now, guys. Okay, there's an oracle there. This is why we make a shield battery. We'll just let the oracle do its thing. It's gonna take a while for my probes to die. Actually, just send my probes away now. The shield battery is kind of out of energy, but this thing's almost gone. It's got like 5 seconds left. But now this is gonna be a problem for him because if he went Stargate like that, go right back to my main now. Keep making probes. Keep making immortals. We're stuttering forward.
Let our enemy know our fury.
That's recall. Get out of there with my immortals. They're expensive. He pulled the boys, guys. He pulled the boys. But that's the power of shield battery. We're still good on my mineral line. We're still good on both mineral lines. We didn't really lose much.
I am here.
I return to serve.
We can go ahead and start a another base.
I am the heart of. You require my skill.
And let's go ahead and get a Twilight Council and a Forge. Because we know this guy's gone for Stargate tech. So he might continue that tech.
I return
It's not a guarantee, but it's most likely going to happen. So let's just keep it really simple this game.
Oh, yeah.
And let's go Blink Stalkers. Because we're kind of committed to this ground army anyways. Yo, I hope lol. Thank you very much for the Sabarino, my dude.
I am here in the shadows.
Start upgrading or chronoing my upgrades. You know what, actually? You know what we should do? Take it back. Instead of going blink, I think I just said we're gonna go blink. Instead of doing that, let's actually get charge. And here's why. It's easier to A move. We might be able to kill this oracle. Almost.
Very well.
The the Zealots are way easier to A-move. And if I'm actually gonna sit here blink microing, it just makes the game harder, and I don't think Diamond players should be literally going blink, 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 like one by one, saving every stalker. That's a bit ridiculous, I think. Like, you can totally micro a Diamond, but it's like basic. It's basic micro. It's not. This is like some fucking advanced shit right there. If I'm like saving every stalker every second. That's hard to do. That's not easy. So we'll keep it simple. We'll just charge lot it up. And if we're going to charge lot it up, let's also add in... This is a great combination with charge lot. We'll add in some Archons eventually.
State thy bidding.
Upgrade complete.
Alright, so we're going to wait for one round. Just one round of Archon, and then we're going to go attack him. Just one round, guys.
I return to serve.
I am the voice.
Okay, there we go. We have a round of Archon. Now let's go attack him. How's ViBE warping in quickly? It's a rapid fire. If you want to know how to do it, in the chat right now, someone can link it for him, or you can do it yourself. Just type exclamation point rapid fire, all one word, like this, like that. Type that in the chat, and that'll explain everything. He means warp gates, not rapid fire. It's rapid fire. I'm rapid firing my zealots. 100% it is rapid fire.
I return to serve. I like what I am.
Cold is the void.
I don't even use this, by the way. I don't even use warp gate when I play Protoss. Because if you notice, every time I go to my gateways, there's a fucking robo in it. I use it like a control group like I would Terran or Protoss. Alright, let's go ahead and move forward, guys. That was a nice little disruption field there. This guy has cool immortals. Let's keep A moving forward. My army is huge, by the way, so that's why we're winning. I can kite backwards to my new army my army that's a stasis right at the moment. Let's go over here and kill this, because we just scouted this. We can add in more gates. And now we actually can add in blink, because we're going to do this. He's going Tempest, guys, and he's trying to do a Tempest-based build now. We're just going to blink at it eventually. We'll just fucking blink at it when it gets to that point. A move. Stutter forward. A move, stutter forward. The zealots are taking so much damage while my immortals are just pounding everything. Alright, let's get out of here. Recall. GG. So what I did there was I just moved my army tightly in a little clump and I just recalled. And behind this, since he was going for Tempest and stuff like that, we had a really scary ground comp, and you can see my money's getting kind of high now, which is why we added more gates. We can keep making immortals, and we can now, because we also have blink, because we're upgrading blink, because he's going into Tempest, we can just add on one big round of stalkers. Like 16 stalkers would be great, and you know, now we can blink at the... And once we attack him next time, our zealots, our archons, and our immortals shove forward, and it will push his ground army back, and the Tempest will start becoming... And so if the Tempests are like here, okay? Here, I'm gonna give you a visual example. Let's just pretend... Let's pretend my probes are Tempest, okay? Pretend that these probes are Tempest. When his army fights, that's probably what's gonna look like right there. The Tempest will be in the back. But every time we push him back and back and back, the Tempests are going to keep firing at me because I'm going to be using mostly, I'm going to be pushing him back mostly with Zealot, Archon, and Immortal. The only thing that can really hit the Tempest in that situation is the Archon. But the Tempests are going to start slowly becoming in the front of his army. So if once we shove him backwards, if we blink forwards on the Tempest, Tempest will pop really, 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 really fast. I know that was a horrible visual right there because I don't actually have Tempest in it. But hopefully you understand what I mean. My ground army will overpower his ground army because we're focused 100% on ground. He's focused on half air, half ground. So we're going to run over his ground army really fast. And when we do that, that's when we blink on the Tempest. To make it easy peasy. Because then our Stalkers will just auto-attack the Tempest. And Stalkers can kill Tempest pretty fast. Show us your APM. 135. Can you look at your end of game stats at the end of the game? There you go. Score. We got 0 experience. No, we got some experience actually. We got some experience. It's the same for Broodlords, right? Broodlords are a little different because Broodlords actually create blockades with Broodlings. Tempests don't create blockades. I was looking for the time supply blocked. Thank you. No problem, dude. I hope I showed it to you. I don't know if I actually showed it to you. Okay, so we're against the Zerg. Let's do the War Prism build again. We'll leave our probe at our natural because this is kind of farther away. This dude is master or something? Is he? Mean Bean? Have you lost a game yet, ViBE? I've lost a few games. And in this exact video I'm doing right now, the Diamond 3 to Diamond 2 Protoss, I have not lost a game yet. But I have lost some games in general in Bronze GM. And it's only natural because I'm not doing builds at a GM level. I'm doing builds at a Diamond level. So I'm not trying to make it unrealistic. So sometimes I will lose. The biggest, if there was only one word I could describe, okay? I'm actually not going to say macro this time, guys. But only if I had to use one word to describe how I'm trying to teach you guys how to play StarCraft, it's efficiency. I'm not doing things that are unrealistic. I'm just doing them at a good pace. Like I'm doing important things. I'm not doing things that waste my time. So understanding that, and if you do that yourself, it will help a lot. Alright, let's send our probe back home. We know he's gone for a gas, so I need to make an adept. It's all about efficiency. So with this build order, as soon as this core is done, we're going to build a Twilight Council. And now let's go ahead and throw down a second gateway. Here. We'll get Warp Gate first, actually. And then we'll throw in a second gateway, and then we'll make an adept. And now, as soon as my Dark Shrine's done, or as soon as this is done, we make a Dark Shrine. So this probe coming out will make a Dark Shrine. As soon as I can afford it. This adept will hold position. As soon as I can do that.
Glory to the
I don't really care that he knows what I'm doing either, because it's not about. This build. Normally, like when we get higher league, okay. If I get to like Master League, I will be like, let's try and make DTs work, guys. We'll actually try and do a relevant DT drop. But right now, it's not about DTs. It's about Archons. It's about keeping the Zerg defensive and pressuring. No first adept scouting? No, because we're not making a second one. We are not making a second adept, so if I leave with this first adept, my base is wide open to Ling counters, and I can totally lose the game by chance. Like, oh look, he ran to my base and we're dead. Like, that could happen. How many Protosses have lost because Lings run in your base? So we're not leaving our base for that exact reason. We can make a couple more gases. But the goal here, the plan here, is I'm going to make Archons as soon as possible. We're going to make Archons ASAP. And we're going to have they have Archons in a Prism, and that Prism is going to be followed by an Observer. And I'm going to kill little bits of pieces of Zerg whenever I can, whenever it's available. Otherwise, I'm going to keep him just defending the Prism, and I'm going to kill his creep. The biggest goal here of all is to keep him defensive while denying creep spread. Because the more I shove the Zerg in his corner, the more I can be greedier than the Zerg and prepare a actual endgame that will crush him.
From the shadows I come.
So now my Prism should be coming out in just a second. There it is. 2 Archons are morphing. Prism's coming out. And load up into that bad boy and let's go to Zerg's base. Now behind this, we have a Observer that's going to follow my dudes. Let's start getting charge upgrade on my council. Let's start a Forge. And let's also start making Zealots. We can re-rally our Robo here. So I don't have Immortals follow my Prism. And there you go. Oh, there we go. Pick him up. Drop the Archon. He's trying to kill my Prism, so... Archons beat the crap out of Queens, guys. Alright, well that's a lot of fucking Queens. Archons beat the crap out of some Queens. Not like 12 Queens. Or... That's a lot of Queens. That's a lot of Queens. Let's go ahead and take a third base. Yeah, we can actually go help that dude expand now. He has Lings camping me. Start chrono boosting my probes again. And we can start making gateway walls around my Nexus. Go over here, kill some creep, do whatever we can. In the meantime, keep killing whatever we can with the Archons. Queens are here. Let's fly away. And let's also start a Templar Archives. And we'll keep making Zealots for now. And also, the other thing too, sorry, I forgot something. I should have started this a while ago. You really want to go Colossus, not really Immortals. So, my bad. My bad, guys. We should have gone Immortals. We also should go for a second Forge, too. Okay. Fly around a little bit. Good God, these Queens are everywhere. Grab it and run away. Ah! Okay, well, this guy made a lot of Queens. He's a mean bean. Mean motherfucking bean. And if that happens, you know, that's fine. Shit happens, right? It's not like we're dead now. Necessarily. It just means that this Zerg actually has kind of tight defense with Queens. So he's well versed in the Queen game. And he's going mutas. So what we need to do is we need to start making battery cannon at my bases. And let's send one round of Zealots to attack his base right now. Not anything else, we're just going to send the Zealots. The reason why we're going to do this is because the Zealots are going to keep him defensive while I make cannons now. Ideally. I can make a round of stalkers here to help.
I am here.
Okay, they're all dead. Zerg's playing well, dude. The Zerg's actually playing pretty well.
I am the
But the more upgrades I get, the stronger my defense will be here. Like, it'll be harder and harder and harder for him to break me. These upgrades are massively important.
Upgrade complete.
I can start building another Nexus over here.
Research complete. Our pylon is under attack. Upgrade complete.
Send my stalkers up there to go help.
I am
And we'll cover my probe over here so we can make sure I expand.
thy bidding.
Now let's try getting some Templar. Or some actual Templar. And these Templar will start generating some energy to storm the Zerg in just a moment.
Let our enemy know our fury.
Yeah, that was great.
Let our enemy know.
Batteries. And he's going lurkers. So now if this guy's gonna go lurker, I can understand why he's killing my my robo. Well, let's just play defensive now. This guy's going for really aggressive mid-game tech. He's going for really aggressive mid-game tech. So if we just play defensive, it's going to be really hard for him to break me. So let's worry about securing our bases first. Grab some probes that are extra. Same thing with this base. And this base is good. Send him over here.
Base is under attack. Upgrade complete.
Start making immortals again. We're actually going to make immortals again because he's going lurkers. Okay, remake that as well.
I am here in the shadows.
Keep the upgrades going. It's really important.
We are one.
I return to serve.
I am.
Mineral field depleted.
We'll go up to like 6 immortals. And it's only because he's going lurkers, okay? He's attacking me here.
I return to base is under attack.
We'll go down and defend it.
Let our enemy know our fury.
Storm. We're just storming the shit out of these lurkers right here. I actually lost. We actually lost detection right now. So we're gonna wait. Just gonna chill. We're gonna wait until that happens again.
Our pylon is under attack.
Until we get more, basically.
Justice.
And we can start switching into the end-game comp as well, because this Zerg is he's playing like a very big mid-game Zerg. Like the Ling Bane.
By chop.
We could probably save this Nexus, but it's gonna be close. He's focusing it with units. Oh god! He brought the Hybrid Roar to do a little bit extra damage, so never mind. We don't save it. It's alright.
Upgrade complete.
Our upgrades are looking really solid here. And now we're gonna start going into a different kind of comp now. Because this guy's going for such heavy mid game here. Let's rotate our tech around a little bit. This base is way more defended than my other one, so we're going to focus most of our defense here on the front rather than this side. Okay, now when he hits it, I have to go there. This is the power of cannon battery when it's well upgraded. And now he's hitting this base too. It's fine. This guy's playing pretty good. This might be a loss. So this base is dead. Let's go ahead and just wipe out creep up here. We'll take this base as our next one.
Upgrade complete.
We are focused. My job. One order. This vessel, our man. My charge.
Grab all my probes that are mining long distance now on the side. Send them up here.
We are focused. Castle data lock. My job.
Vespine Geyser exhausted.
We are the light of the
So the whole plan of what we're going to be doing... Oh, there's a creep tumor still there. The whole plan of what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be...
I will comply.
trying to deathball him down. That's the whole idea here.
Upgrade complete.
Now our army's going to defend the new expansion, plus also kind of situate near my old bases.
We are the light Hassar data clock.
Here we go. So when we fight this army, we're going to A-move him, and we're also going to storm the shit out of his army at the same time. And if we get within range to start killing Broodlords, we will turn on Broodlord beam. Okay, there we go. Void Rays, turn on your beam. Storm, storm, storm. Storm, storm. Storm. Okay, we just wiped out his army. So we have a fucking death ball is what we have. There's another Broodlord. All I was doing the whole fight was I was mainly trying to just kill the clumps of his army with storms on my Templar. Okay, he's multi-pronging me again.
Base is under attack.
We'll go back and defend.
Prismatic core online.
Mineral field depleted. Upgrade complete. Base is under attack. Vespine Geyser exhausted.
Okay, same thing again.
Mineral field depleted.
Lots of Zergs don't know how to deal with this kind of shit. They just like cripple. We're just storming and A-moving Void Race with a little bit of ground support. He did kill my core, Cybernetic core. Let's secure another base. And we'll push further out across the map now. We can always recall if we have to. Alright. Kind of fall back a little bit. We really need some more Archons, guys. Or even some more Storm would be fine.
Mineral field depleted.
Fuck, that last creep, are you kidding me? He's like not going away. Here we go, there's another army. Okay, so he has void, or not void rays, he has vipers. Here's how you deal with people who go viper as Protoss. Don't just fucking A move them. Switch your army up a little bit before the fight happens. But don't let that happen. Alright, let's A move towards his army now, with everything in a kind of a spread arc. I won't actually micro the bombs, so I'll just let it happen. We might actually be fucked here, guys. The Zerg played really well. We just don't have enough to stop what he's doing. So this, I feel like this would just be one of those games where it's like, oh well, we're dead, because I can't really with what we're doing, we're not gonna be able to stop him. This dude is he's expanding more than we are, and he's throwing big boy armies at me. Does Blinding Cloud stop storms? No, it does not stop spells. Alright, we're gonna die. The fact that he's using Vipers is more advanced, so we're fucked. See, like, this army, I did say this before as well, and I think maybe it was like Platinum League or something. I was saying if a Zerg just uses spellcasters, they will fuck this army up. And this guy's finally doing that, so we don't really have much to go on now.
Our minds are as one.
We'll try one last time. What we're gonna do now, because he is making spellcasters, but he's mainly focusing on just Hydras and Colossus, and Lurkers. He's going Hydra Lurker every time. That's his composition, is Hydra Lurker. And then it's also Viper spellcaster now. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to go into Colossus again, because Colossus can counter the Lurker and the Hydra really well. And we'll try to spread our Void Rays out a little bit to not just get AoE'd to death. And we'll clear some creep out in the middle of the map here to try and retake a base. We're also sending some Zelts around just to randomly attack and see if we can find any expansions that are open. Like that. And also what's kind of happening here is, this kind of shows me as well, the expansions on the left side of the map are all wide open. Yeah, let's back up. This is a little early to fight him. Send my probes further back in a safer location. spread avoiders out a little bit.
Zaknak channel. Fate's crystal.
Yeah, we're fucked, guys. I'm not gonna micro this like a fucking god here. Is this game? I'm just gonna let's go ahead and say this game is over. Even if I did micro my best, I'd probably in this position right now I'd probably still lose. Because this is well, I'll guarantee would still lose. It's pretty much unwinnable at this point now. Did you? So that guy played. He played well. He played well. I really don't understand this game. Well, here's the thing about that game I just played. I'm playing what I feel like is a Diamond 3 level, okay? I'm playing at a Diamond 3 level. And what just happened there was we played someone who, in my opinion, played above a Diamond 3 level. So, it's kind of just like one of those games where you're just like, don't honestly think too hard about it. It happened. It will happen to you as you fucking try to level your own account. And you'll be good. You'll be good to go. Alright, we're gonna see another Zerg. We'll do the same build as last game. And this time we might not fight against like 15 queens in the beginning of the game. Oh my god, did I just beat you? Sure. Well done. Is ViBE playing random? No, I'm doing. This is Bronze GM, and I'm playing Protoss. Holy fuck, my computer's like crashing. Okay, so we're gonna same build as last game, guys. We're gonna go for a Twilight Council Archon into right now Twilight Council, but we're gonna go into an Archon drop. He's got what is with my lag here? We've already got some lings out. He's still mining gas, by the way. This is not stopping. So this is going to be a little bit more complicated because we actually didn't wall the front of my base. We actually walled the main of my base. This is going to be a little more complicated to defend. So my build has to be altered a tad. This is I don't know. This is just me not paying attention as much as I should have been. I'm going to have lings attacking me in a second, so we need to Chrono Boost out a second adept now. I don't feel like I'll hold otherwise. Stutter backwards against lings. So if I didn't make the second adept, I probably would have broke right there. We can put the healthy adept on the wall. can make a gas. Then we can make a 4th gate here in just a second. Because I made that 2nd adept, it's going to throw my timing off just a tad. It's going to delay it a little bit.
Let your will be heard.
He's already got Overlord speed, so he's going to know exactly what's coming. It's fine. Again, the goal here is to delay the creep spread of the Zerg while while we take a 3rd base and prepare for a bigger army. Alright, here we go.
From the shadows I come. From the shadows.
Okay. Now we can go for a 3rd base while we start making Immortal for a 2nd here. We're going to start a Robo Bay as well really quickly now behind this. We're going to make Immortal, just 1. And we can start charge. We can go around here and just kill any creep we see. And any queens. Okay, so we got a 2-base Zerg at the moment. Who's made a lot of spores. Okay, we'll take that into consideration. Oh, another Overlord. We can saturate our 3rd base. Keep saturating our 3rd base, guys. And now that we're starting to really saturate our 3rd, we can start increasing our tech a bit more. Where is my observer, by the way? There it is. Should be following my prism. Roaches. Kill the Overlord. Let's kill anything we can. Fly away. It's much easier to deal with a Zerg who doesn't go like 10 queens. Or like 10, 15 queens, like a lot of queens. And now that we've kind of like... We forced Static D out of him. We're like, this guy's reaction to it's a little different. But now we can actually take control of the map more by doing this. Kill creep teamers.
Research complete.
This is gonna really push the Zerg back into a corner, basically. Okay, he's got a 3rd base. And now with my forges, we can go shield, weapons, and we don't have to get that upgrade yet on 10th archives, not yet. And now that we have a good economy, we can start actually walling my base off here at the bottom.
Research complete.
Okay, looks like he wants to move out, so we'll go home. We don't have to turn this into a crazy game where we're like trying to multi-prong everything and be like, we're gonna play super fancy. You know, we'll just keep it simple. We'll go home and defend a timing, because the big goal that we just accomplished was we have a superior economy to the Zerg right now, and we've successfully done that. So if we go home, we can defend ourselves.
We step one. Mineral field. Highlight for life.
And, you know, when we're good. There we go. There he is. He's backing up. Keep chrono boosting my upgrades. He's going around the other side. We can follow his army with my prism, because I can literally not lose it. There's no... Oh, there is hydras, actually. Okay, there are hydras. We can make archons. It's going up again. We can start saturating the space a bit more.
Upgrade complete.
We are
And we can make zealots. Oh, we're actually supply blocked. Powers are being made over here. So I'll supply block in just a minute. Hey, there he is. We can make some more gates over here. And now we're building army at a much quicker rate than the Zerg is. So the Prism successfully did its job of allowing me to get a economy lead. Now all we really need to keep doing is we need to keep making sure that we're not falling behind on our production. We want to max out really soon. And now that we're about 2 max, we can actually, from this point, do what we do every game against Zerg, especially, and go like this. This is just in case this guy goes meet us.
Mineral field depleted.
So every mineral line is now protected. And now we can beef up our defense in a minute here. Okay, he's actually pushing me. But now we can also start getting storm. And let's get ready to start pushing here. So we can transition into storm if we want later. We can recall as well if he pushes me while I'm pushing out.
Upgrade complete.
Keep the upgrades going. Don't stop the upgrades. It's super important.
Upgrade complete.
Chrono boost them. All chrono boosts are going into upgrades now.
Yeah, let your will be heard.
Okay, he's right there. Let's not go into a little choke point. Let's kill the rocks.
Naja Khan. Higher. Yes, executive.
And now let's go.
Mineral field depleted.
Chrono upgrades again. Can make more units as we are fighting.
Justice.
But our army is very scary. It's large and in charge right now because of the economy lead we gained for ourselves early on. We don't have to go all the way into his natural. We can actually back up and wait for these reinforcements to get here. Meanwhile, we can go around. If he pushes me, we can fight back. We can storm him. Okay, he backed off. We can go over to his other base. We can make another round of reinforcements. Grab my units, put them on my army. Let's go. Over here.
Yes, executor.
We'll do this attack and then we'll call it good and we'll go back to macroing right after this. Try to boost upgrades one more time during this.
Where shall we go? Iron shall be reclaimed.
Okay, we just reset him. Now let's take a moment to back up. We can send one zealot over here
Your command.
just to check what's going on. He's actually attacking me, so let's recall. Recall just a lot of stuff and we'll send the rest back home. Just walking back home. We'll just take a second because we have the lead, so let's make sure we continue that lead and make the game really easy for ourselves later on. So I just prepared this wall for defense. I just prepared this wall for defense. I just prepared this wall for more defense. And now we can take another base. And we can also go into the thing we do a lot against Zerg here, the possibility of Brood Lords. And prepare that way. We can also start getting armor on the ground and weapons on air. And now, last thing we want to do here is move forward on my... Fix all my probe count, saturations. This one's good. This one's good. This one's good. This one's undersaturated a little bit, but I'll actually make a couple more probes for it, to be honest. But now let's take a moment here. I know it's like, but Vibe, you have a huge lead right now. Well, this is going to increase our lead by a lot. We can make a couple more Templar here. Here's actually a good idea. If you're someone who's antsy as fuck and you can't wait, and you have a lot of bank and you're ready to go, just go like this. Literally go, grab all your zealots, literally. Just grab the zealots, go A move, shift, A move, shift, A move, shift, A move, shift, A move. Take them out of your army, because these zealots are kind of worthless. They're tradable. And in the meanwhile, we're going to go cannon, 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 and then battery, 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 battery. We're preparing this base to keep the economy going. This is the most important part of the whole game right now. And behind this, when we start losing zealots, we can start replacing with better, more expensive, more powerful units, which are Void Rays and Archons. And you can see his army. He's going Broodlords, right? He's actually going Broodlords. So let's back our army up for a second here. He's going kind of all in is what he's doing. We'll just fight with our cannons at our base. We can move under the Broodlords and attack. And we can storm that clump of stuff over there. Keep storming it like every 2 seconds. And now, he's actually chosen to go for an all-in. So our zealots are massacring the base right now. Just because we sent them out. They could have totally died. And we then could have remade into Void Ray and Archon and more Storm. But he chose all in, so. This is very frustrating to watch. Why? What do you mean? What's the frustrating part? Is it not attacking when we're maxed? Hey man, how are things? Things are good. Do you upgrade shields or armor first as Protoss? Against Zerg, I recommend upgrading armor.
Oh,
against
yeah.
Terran, I recommend upgrading... Oh, sorry, against Zerg, I recommend upgrading shields, and against Terran, I recommend upgrading armor. Because Zerg's all about counterattacking your base all the time with like mutas, lings. It's more annoying. Plasmin, thank you very much for the 14 months, dude. Much appreciated. Much appreciated, bro. And Poison Guppy. What's up, dude? Thank you very much for the prime as well. Thank you, thank you. You win a huge fight and then back off and let your enemy back into the game. But I'm not letting him back into the game. That's the thing. That's the misconception a lot of people have. You see, I feel like that's the problem of most players in StarCraft in lower leagues. Now, if I was a Grandmaster player, or if I'm a Master League player, yeah, I'm gonna push my lead further. But I want anyone here right now to tell me. We're actually against a Terran. Anyone here can tell me, okay? If you're playing against a player who is, let's say you're Diamond 2 and you're playing against a Masters 2 player by chance, okay? By chance. Do you think that the only way you're gonna win the game is by, if you somehow win a fight, you have to end the game right now? You just need to end the game right now. Like, the game has to be over now. My first thought would be yes. That's probably how most people think. They're like, I need to just fucking kill him. Like, if I don't kill him, I have to like try to win the game all over again. But that's a very basic level of understanding StarCraft. Like, that means you just don't feel confident, and you're every second that goes by in the game, you feel like you're gonna lose more and more. That's a lack of understanding right there. So instead, if I'm teaching you guys what actually is important, then you'll understand, okay, well, it's actually more about the economy than it is about just straight up going for the throat every single game and trying to just end it. Because what can happen then, if you actually understand what the hell's important, is in future games, when you get faster, more efficient, you can multitask a little bit better, you'll actually do the important things. And then you can do that while also attacking your opponent. How do you choose when to scout? You scout after the gateway.
Your probes are under attack.
What was that? It's a factory. Okay, cool. Also, if you think the Zerg's economy was good last game, you're crazy. You gotta like, okay, you gotta remember points about the game, okay? If you actually just came in for like the last 2 seconds of the game, then that's you know, that's understandable why I'm having this conversation with you. But here's how the game started. We opened up with a war prism. We took a 3rd base while the Zerg was on 2 base. Please explain to me how that means Protoss's economy is worse than Zerg's, and how that means that every second that goes by in the game, we're actually in a scary position because the Zerg's economy is getting out of control. We started off rich compared to the Zerg because our opener pushed him into a corner. I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna start berating someone in chat. I'm gonna move on. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, fucking by all means, dude, go do your own shit. I'm not forcing you to do anything I'm recommending. It's more of a guide as to what's important. And if you're someone who doesn't have 300 APM, the important part is definitely not letting your build fall apart, and it's keeping your macro going and then killing your opponent. The philosophy is something like this, okay? I got this last thing I'll say and then I'll move on. If I don't macro, if I do not macro, and my opponent, and I push my opponent, and I lose an army by chance because he might have lurkers or whatever, my army dies. If I don't macro, I don't make another army. Like my remax army is going to be really crappy, really bad, really sad. But if I do macro and I lose an army when pushing my opponent, I can remax my army. So I can have a second round of a powerful army.
Research complete.
And then I can win the game. And if that's bad advice, that's fine. Again, you're your own person, dude. You can take whatever you want. You can take or leave anything I say.
Oh, yeah.
I return to...
I'm here in the shadows.
Okay, we are getting massively all in right now. We don't have enough army to stop this, but we don't pull probes. That was a 1 base.
Intriguing.
You cannot have that much army. 2 medevacs full of tanks and marines with having gone early command center. That was like double Rex, tank, starport, whatever.
Very wise.
Actually, you know what? No, probably could. But it's the natural wasn't after the barracks. It was probably after the starport. He could still be 2 bases. It just wouldn't be super fast. Alright, from this point on, now, we have Colossus going up. We're getting ready to go into, whatever. Our stuff. We're going into Colossus, and we're going to start going into, we're going to go into double forges now, and we're going to go into upgrades against the Terran here. Because if we go into Colossus, Zealot, it's going to be very hard for the Terran to deal with this, and the only way the Terran can really deal with this, I would say, in a league like this, would be going for a lot of Vikings. So what we can do later, because we're going Colossus, we could potentially force Viking. We can then switch into Storm Zealot, and it's kind of like an ultimate Terran's probably going to die position. It's really hard for Terran to transition out of that. let's grab some probes, send them my third. So we're getting armor this time instead of shields against Terran, because Zealots are more of a primary unit in the composition now.
Research complete.
Okay. Keep making Colossus, keep chilling for a second here. Keep Chrono boosting my upgrades. The big advantage out of Terran in this situation as well is the fact that you can Chrono boost any building you want. So there should be a guaranteed upgraded lead for us as Protoss in this kind of a situation. We should always have upgrade leads. So if we're defending on Colossus Zealot, okay, for the most part, we're getting attacked by a drop. We should be able to have a good position, roughly. He's going Heavy Liberator. Let's send the Zealots in first and let's go. We can send our Stalkers to the right and focus fire the Liberators. There you go. So all we did right there, all we did, if you guys are like, what the fuck just happened, vibe? We moved our army, and then I just moved the Stalkers to the right to get out of Liberation fields, because they're going to get shot first. And then I killed the Liberators. That's all I did. And then the rest of my army was literally A-moving. His whole army. I didn't focus fire Colossus. I didn't focus fire Immortals. It all A-moved except for Stalkers, because the Liberators were the actual scary part of that army. And now, this Terran just failed the timing. So since he failed the timing, we can start a fourth base, because now I feel comfortable to do that. We can expand upon our tech. Or, not our tech, sorry, our production is what I meant to say. Okay, he's attacking me here now. Let's actually get over there. It looks like he might attack me over here. Well, let's start going into Storm. We'll stop at 4 Colossus as well. 4 Colossus is a very, very healthy number. And like I said before, we can add on our production here. I don't like seriously like 6 gates. Keep Chrono boosting upgrades. The timing of Chrono boost is only 20 seconds, so you really have to be actively doing that all the time. Okay, keep making Zealots.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
Let's go ahead and send 1 Zealot around the map on both sides, because we're gonna start maxing out really fast here, and we're getting to that point to where we can get ready to attack the Terran. Now we have 3-3 on the way. So I guarantee right now that we're 2-2. Best case scenario for Terran, he's 1-1, maybe close to 2-2. But we should have a lead right now. And then we're gonna be maxing very shortly. And we can start watching our probes to make sure nothing's gonna oversaturate. And while we're gonna start making some Archons with our composition. While we do that, we're gonna have a lot of extra minerals. Let's prepare one extra thing before we attack. This is to make quality of life convenience better for Protoss here. This is just in case we get hit by like a Widow Mine drop or some shit like that. Makes your life a lot easier if that happens. And now with the extra gas and the low mineral count that we have, because we just did that, we're gonna make about what is that? That's 5 Archons. We can actually afford a little bit less than that. We can make 4, because we actually don't have enough gas to make 5. We can make Zealots for the rest. And now let's actually get ready to move out. Oh, you actually killed my probes in this gas too. I didn't even notice. Chrono boost my upgrades again. We'll be hitting 3-3 really soon. We can kind of posture around his base. We don't have to fully take a timing yet. But we're just posturing around his base. Looking for anything and anywhere we might see a weakness. Maybe his army's rotating and we just smash it really fast. Okay, there he is right there. Feed back a lot of the medevacs, storm it. He's actually just allowing me to kill everything. So this is like an all-in right here. Make zealots, so the zealots kind of buy me some time, so my probes the probes are kind of dead. But that was very all-in, right there. This guy, that just so happened that my Templar happened to be there. That was convenient. But that was pretty committed, guys. That was pretty fucking committed. That's kind of a one scary thing if you're flying your entire army around in full energy medevacs.
Intriguing.
We can max out one more time with a Templar army. Or get close enough to it. Recommit, now we can take the fight. And rebuild our battery and cannon. And we pretty much resaturated this base for the most part. Chrono boost my upgrades. Oh, they're done. We're good. So he just went for literally a Doom Drop. He was going Doom Drop style Terran. If the game did not end here, we could have, what we could have done is we could have gone for, Tempest. Has there been a single GG tonight? I don't even know. I don't even pay attention to that half the time. Honestly, I don't even know. No GG? Fuck you. Oops. How do you erase a probe from an Nexus of Hockeys? You can just hit escape. Every time you hit escape, it cancels a unit. One unit. So if you hold it, you can cancel all units. You just gotta be careful with that. Because if you hit escape while you're building buildings as well, you might cancel your buildings. Especially if you hit tab. So if I have like 2 Nexuses with probes in it and a 3rd Nexus that's like halfway done, and I somehow hit tab and escape, or just hit escape too many times, I could actually cancel my Nexus. Which is, no, not ever what you want to do. Oh shit, we're playing a Terran. Oh well. This is incorrect. How I'm kind of building my base right now. We'll build it really weird. Because I've committed to it. So we're scouting. I saw there was like 3 paragraphs of questions. I'll try and read them as I play. Why do you play without display the build grid? Because I don't need it, and I just don't like it. I think it's ugly. I don't need it though. You should make a bad vibe emote for no GGs. And the other one was, I was told by Toss GM Ray Rain. 1 second. That is never worth it to go past +1 armor on Toss because it only affects half your health bar. That's incorrect. What? The fuck? You totally want to get... It's 2/3 of your health bar on a Zealot. It's 50 shields and 100 health, and against Bio, which is what you normally play against Terran, it makes your Zealots have a lot more durability per Zealot. I don't know if he said exactly that. I doubt he said that exact wording. Because that makes no sense if he's talking about versing Bio and not thinking armor is good. That's awful information. Armor is amazing. Is an amazing upgrade, especially if you're up against Bio and especially if you're a melee unit like a Zealot. We can A-move some probes here. Let's A-move some new probes and send these back. So we have some new probes and send these back. Alright, he's kind of done, so now we have a stalker. Okay, cool. We could have, you see, like, it's really hard to always justify everything, but just know, guys, everything I'm doing right now, okay? Everything I'm doing right now is not because it's the limit of my capabilities here. This is not the best I can play. Because if it was the best I could play, I would not be fucking doing a Bronze to GM series. I'd be doing a Bronze to Diamond 3 series. But just know that I think this is what the easiest capability could be for your league. And it's all rough guesses. I'm just fucking going off my experience, what I think players of this league are capable of. So what we're doing here, just know it's what I think is the most optimal way you can play and not fuck things up for yourself. Because if you spend too much time microing, you will seriously drop your macro. You'll drop the ball on macro a lot. It just happens all the time to lower league. The lower league you go, the more difficult it is to not mess up macroing.
Research complete.
I am here in the shadows.
So we're gonna throw down a second gate right now. We're gonna throw down a Robo Bay. Let's make another pound here so I can see if he drops me or anything like that. Why do I fucking have a probe there? What the hell are you doing? Probe! What have you been doing this whole time?
I am here.
Alright, let's send a hallucinated Phoenix at him, and let's start a third base right now. I will say this game, my scouting has been a bit fail. I do think, just looking at what we're seeing right now, I'm playing a little risky. I'm going for a third right now, and this guy, there's no guarantee he's taking a natural yet. He might be one base elementing me. But we're confirming that right now really fast. Okay, we're fine. He's actually going mech. So here's what we're gonna do actually. We're gonna cancel this upgrade. We're gonna cancel this unit. We're gonna start making immortals instead. And we're gonna also start 2 Stargates. This is a great way to deal with Protosses. Or with Terrans rather, who go mech against Protoss. We're still gonna start 1 forge. 1. This is mech though. We just scouted mech. We scouted cyclones, we scouted tanks, we scouted a wall off, we scouted turrets already. He's going mech, guys. Keep chrono boosting my probes for now. We're going Tempest, for those of you who are wondering. Tempest Immortal, charge a lot. Just for now, for our first iteration of our composition. Immortals are designed to destroy the Cyclones. That's what their purpose is. They're really going to destroy any ground unit, but their primary purpose is to mess up Cyclones. And not allow Cyclones to just run all over my, my Tempest. Okay, we're going to send my army forward. He's actually, we can see on the minimap he's doing multi-prong. There was something there.
I am the voice.
I return to serve.
So we're just kind of spreading our army out to be safe here. It's a Reaper.
Your probes are under attack.
Another thing we can do that's really good against mech, which I'll add in later on if this game doesn't end, is we can also add in disruptors. The only reason why we're not adding it in yet, we're also going to start chrono boosting our Tempest now. The only reason why we're not adding in disruptors yet is because we don't know if he's going to fully commit to Cyclone Army or if he's going to also kind of balance it with something else, like Thors, tanks, whatever. The Tempest are a good, just really amazing though early on.
I return to serve.
Keep chrono boosting these units. Now let's hallucinate another Phoenix Scout on both sides. Scout his potential third.
I will comply.
And yeah, we'll see what's going on at his base.
Mineral field.
We can start another base because we're about to mine out of that one. A great way to play against mech is to always have a good economy going.
Engaging the enemy.
Alright, so 6 Tempest is it's gonna be like our number here, our go-to number. Grab some probes off this base and send them over here. And finally, we're gonna start having a situation with our gas in a little bit. We can add in Archon capabilities with a Templar Archives in just a minute. We can make like a battery here, battery here, just in case Hellions get in my base. It'll help defend a little bit of probes.
Mineral field depleted.
Okay, let's go ahead and push right now with my current army. Let's go ahead and see what we can get done. This is literally okay. Well, he's over here with Hellions. Let's go actually defend that now. We can rebuild some probes to that base. We're still at a good healthy probe count. Make a Templar Archives. Now we're just gonna kind of start poking his bases a bit and see how see what kind of a position he's gonna put himself in. Make a couple more gates too, so we can make some more Archons. Tempests are in their own control group, and I'm kind of moving them by themselves forward right now. Let's see what he's going for. Like ultimately, composition wise. We know he's going for mech, but I don't know what exact kind of mech it is yet. We got some super sweet advanced Widow Mines. We're just being really annoying right now, and meanwhile we're just making units still. We can do upgrades.
We meet the enemy in glorious battle.
Okay, so it's just like literally everything mech. We got some Widow Mines, we got some Thors, we got everything. So here's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna increase our Stargate count and our Robo count a little bit. We're gonna even take another base right now, because we're not really. The reason why we're taking another base and the reason why we're increasing our production is because we're not trying to end the game in 2 seconds. Right, that base just died, or that command center just died.
We seek enlightenment.
Research complete.
Let's get a hallucinated Phoenix in there and really kind of see once again with the comp. Alright, now here's a beautiful thing you can do with Protoss. Beautiful against mech. It's beautiful.
Upgrade complete.
We're gonna keep making Immortals. We're gonna keep making Tempest. We're gonna keep upgrading with Chrono. We're getting weapons on both ground and air. Let's take a moment here while we're waiting for our Oracle to get here. Oh wait, he's attacking me.
Oracle perceiving.
Oracle, come over here.
How can I aid you?
So he's pushing me. I see exactly where he is.
Let us begin. You see that?
Let's go ahead and revelate his army.
Mineral field depleted. Mineral field.
Now watch this. It's pretty awesome.
The threads of
You guys ready? Tempests are really fast, so we're just gonna shoot once, and we're gonna keep moving my army back every time he moves with me. If he runs away, we run with him. Okay, we'll do it again. Isn't that awesome? And now here's what would happen eventually. The fight's eventually going to happen. We're never going to remake Zealots. We're never going to remake Stalkers. We will actually probably make very few Archons again. We will not remake a Sentry. All these units, we probably won't remake many of these at first because of his composition is a well-rounded mech comp. It's actually becoming really heavy Thor as well. So what we would actually go into is an Oracle,
Our window is short.
a couple of Observers just to be extra safe against Widow Mines, and Immortal and Tempest. That's it. And we can stop making Tempest around the number we already have now. We have like 12, 13 Tempest. That's good. That's enough Tempest to basically one-shot everything that he owns, which is all you want. You want to kind of limit yourself when you can one-shot everything. It's kind of ridiculous to have like 22 Tempest and be like, I'm gonna super one-shot your unit. Because look at these Tempests right here. Okay, you guys ready? Look at a Thor. The biggest army unit in his entire army is a Thor. We can one-shot it already. So that's enough. You want to have enough Tempest to one-shot a Thor. But if, let's say, we only had like 8 Tempest, we're not one-shotting Thors anymore, guys. So that's why going up to like 12 or so, it's a good number to have because it allows you to lose 1 or 2 Tempest and still one-shot a Thor. But you'll still like if a Thor happens to be in the front of his army, we can still one-shot it because you can see this is now 10. Well, all of them didn't fire right there. They were moving. You can kill a Thor. But yeah, that's the point. And then while we pick them apart with Tempest, as soon as we pick them apart enough, then we go, all right, our Immortals can go forward. And they'll just fucking smash everything that's left over. Why quit when you have your whole army still? Just switch to Viking. That's the beautiful thing about the new Tempest is Vikings don't really counter that very well either. Because a Viking has 10 or a Viking has 9 range. A Tempest has 15 versus air. And Revelation allows you to see Vikings to shoot them at 15 range for real. And a Tempest moves really fast. So you can kite Vikings all day, just like, oh, there they are. Just shoot them as you go backwards. What counters Tempest then? With Terran, it's really annoying, right? Bio can counter Tempest. Because Bio can just shove in a Tempest's face and get all over it. With mech, realistically, the only thing I would say would counter Tempest is like a flank. Do something like a flank. Because if you just come from one angle over and over, the Tempest can continuously kite you all day. And make your life a living hell as Terran. And that guy wasn't having any of it, dude. He's like, I'm fucking out of here. And he just quit right away. With the Zerg, it's not nearly as hard. With Zerg, you just make Corruptors and you just kill the Tempest. Because Corruptors are fast and they're durable, not like Vikings. Ravens, you could disable the Tempest, but the thing about Tempest is they're pretty fast. They could just run away while they're disabled. And then you can't really capitalize on killing them very well. Okay, there's no gas from this Terran. When you have a Terran who has no gas, you should take your own expansion a little bit faster. We can harass his probe as well, or his SCV. Alright, we're gonna regenerate a little bit of shields here. This is gonna be some fancy ass moves here, boys. We're generating shields because we kited around the SCV. We went in a big circle, not just in a direct line. We'll go back here and kill this SCV building this command center, if I could ever fucking see it. Hey, we got a kill. I camera turned to target the SCV. Here, that's a tip. If you guys didn't know that, you can actually use delete and insert to rotate your camera like this, and you can actually target SCVs on the side of a command center sometimes when they're not targetable. Because otherwise you'd click on the building itself.
I am here in the shadow.
Now let's keep chrono boosting our our base, our nexus. And let's start a robo ASAP. The stalker will get on here and just poke the Terran. Keep chrono boosting probes. Now with the stalker, we're just gonna literally keep my stalker at max range. Attack once, run away. Attack once, run away. Now chase and attack. Focus fire the SCV because we can stop the bunker right now. Now look at the bunker's placement. Let's abuse that. Meanwhile, we're not stopping our macro. We can even take another base. Why not? Because this guy, he's gone gasless. And what that means, for anyone who's not sure, is this guy doesn't attack me now for a while. He's playing really passive. We don't really, you know, I don't need to really focus too hard on poking a command center a little bit. It's a little ridiculous. It's like a lot of not necessary attention to have right there. We'll just, we've done the damage already. We're kind of around the area. We're fine. Even though we could actually abuse this. This is out of range.
Let our enemy know our fury.
That was my bad. I lost a beautiful, beautiful stalker over there. Let's go ahead now and start going into more gates. And let's go into Double Forge. This game is going to be a macro game. Because he went command center first, basically. And now we're a little vulnerable at the moment. So let's chrono boost out a Colossus and its upgrade. We'll get one chrono boost invested in doing that. So we can be a little safer here in case he pushes me really fast with like 5 racks Marines. And we'll also make a shield battery right now. Again, just in case he pushes me. Because right now we are a little bit vulnerable. Because he's been greedy, I've been greedy. But I've been extra greedy by taking a 3rd base. He's staying on 2 base and he might have made like 4 racks now. But now we should be fine. We have a Colossus. The Colossus changes everything. This thing is worth so much, especially with a shield battery backing it up. It's worth a lot. Especially against Marines. Now we can start chrono boosting our upgrades with every available chrono boost. God, my fucking base is like horrible. I have no pylon area to build. Unless it's like really exposed. Here we go. So you kill the Colossus, that's fine. We can make a few more gates and a Temple Archives. Chrono boosting my upgrades.
Upgrade complete.
And we'll stop making Colossus again when we get to 4.
Your probes are under attack.
Okay, well that's actually pretty good by him to attack there. Like that. We just probably lost like 10 probes to that. Put our probes back for just a second. We're gonna go right back to the middle line. Keep making probes. Keep making Colossus. Our timing will be when we hit, as soon as we hit 4 Colossus, We'll do a timing on his base. Because we'll have really good upgrades at that point. And we're not, even though we just lost some probes there too, it's not the end of the world because we have been making probes the whole time. We've literally been making probes over and over and over. And just to make us like not potentially not take damage like that again, let's throw a couple of pylons way out in the fucking front. This is gonna be if it dies, it's worth 100 minerals. If it doesn't die, then I know he's not there. Like it's a little spotter basically. It's gonna help a lot at seeing some bullshit go down. Now I have a 4th Colossus in production. And we can actually now at this point, we can add in just a few High Templar. Because this guy, again, after St. Colossus, he might be like, oh, we need to go mass Vikings. That's a common Terran move to do that. And there you go, there's a spotter pylon. Beautiful, right? And now he's going Vikings. So now we have a lot of charge lot, we have a lot of zealots, and we have Storm here in just a second. It's very soon. We'll back the zealots up for just a second. Okay, my upgrades are all done now. Keep proto boosting. And now, honestly, we can do a push. Upgrades are all kicking in right now. Oh, he's right here.
Your probes are under attack.
Our mind.
While doing a push, we can replace this pylon, and we can build a new Nexus.
We are full.
We're making Colossus again, by the way, back to 4. His upgrades right now are 0-1. We're 2-2. Our units are going to be very scary against the Terran right now. Let's keep going. Keep it going. Keep it going. There are Widow Mines there. Let's just fucking A move it. This is the power of upgrades on Zealots. GG. I wasn't even... He kited me all the way back to his base. So I wasn't even able to use Storm. I could have kept microing my army, pulling the back, go for it, pull him back, go for it, pull the back, and try to get my Storms off, but... you know... He just kept kiting the whole time, so... But if he would have just ran away, I probably would have been like, fuck it, it's fine. Or if he would have had equal upgrades, I wouldn't have chased him like that. But because I looked at his upgrades and we physically said, okay, he's got a 1-0 and we're 2-2. That's really scary for bio. It's very scary for bio. We just went really greedy because he also went really greedy. The big thing that decided how that game kind of went is we scouted. He was gasless. We scouted. He had no gas, and instead he had a supply depot, a barracks, and a command center. That's very greedy by Terran. D2 this game? Maybe. Possibly. We can send a robot to scout his base. Cannon rush next game. We actually could add some cannon rushes. I didn't cannon rush any of these games. I kind of forgot about cheesing with Protoss. It's funny because Protoss is like one of the most cheesy races. All right, so he's got a what looks like an opening for a reactor. He is making a Reaper right now, though. It's already the barracks is already making something, so it's most likely a Reaper. So we're gonna keep making probes for now. The Reaper is on its way to my base. We're gonna chrono boost our Stalker. And the reason why I'm doing that, if you guys picked up on it, was because I actually made my natural before I made my my core. So it's a little bit more economical and a little bit of a more delayed Stalker. So we're gonna balance it by chrono boosting this now instead of probe. Or I could have gone later natural, faster core, and instead then I would chrono boost my probe and let the Stalker build as normal. You can do either way, it doesn't really matter. Going core first is safer though, because you have a faster Stalker versus a Reaper. Alright, now that we're secure, we've secured my base. Let's move forward. I'm gonna put a pylon right in the center. I tend to have pylon problems with Protoss for some reason. It's because I'm like trying to anti-Reaper wall here. This is gonna be such a beautiful pylon that I can build so much tech at. Oh man.
I am here in the shadows. We move unseen.
Alright, so right now we're making a sentry. This sentry will allow me to scout with a Phoenix. This game seems standard right now. Nothing crazy. This guy is not too greedy. He's playing safe. We don't know exactly what he's doing yet. We'll figure that out soon. It's standard so far. He opened Reaper. We opened Stalker. Nothing crazy's happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, Shaniqua55. Thank you very much for the sub. Welcome to the ViBE. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Let's also start our second gate.
I am here.
Field unlocked.
Alright, so we got a Phoenix going to scout and see if he's expanded. If we do see an expansion this time, I will throw a third. Okay, we see an expansion. I'm going to throw a third down. He's also going bio. This is a 2-1-1 build with tanks. So we'll start a third. Now behind this, we can keep making probes, and we can start going into more important tech. We're going to go into a Twilight Council for charge. We're going to go into upgrades now on my Chrono, on my Forge. We're gonna make Zealots, and we're gonna make Archons. We're gonna make Zealots, we're gonna make Colossus, and we're gonna start preparing for charge lots. That's basically what we're doing, while continuing and maintaining probe production. We can add on Forge number 2. Or not yet. Colossus is priority here. Armor is the more important upgrade here in this situation. We can add on Forge number 2, and we can also add on a couple more gates now that we're having a little bit more money to work with here. Go like 2 extra gates and then go right back into Zealots. Chrono boost the upgrade. If I can get armor out before he hits me, this is going to be really easy to defend. I can also chrono boost charge, because this is also a very important upgrade. Okay, he's pushing me right now. So we'll wait for just a second. Okay, well, he's actually on siege, so let's just go. Guardian shield. Make some more Zealots. We can focus fire the tank. There we go. So that fight was really close. We ultimately traded armies, but I have a third base. The upgrades helped. That armor upgrade helped a lot at dealing with all this. If it would have come a little bit later when I had charge lots and stuff like that, it would have been even more powerful for us. But it's okay to take a little bit of a trade like that against Terran, because that Terran does not have a third and we do. The reason why this is something we know is because we defended it. We just defended a fight. We did not take the fight on his side. He took it on my side. So the economy that I invested into with the army differential was he ran across the map while we made more economy, and we defended with like equal armies when he got here. And all you have to do is, if you can do that like one time, just do that once. You're very far ahead now, because now the Terran's in a situation where his economy does not match mine at all. It does not match mine in one bit. My economy is now crushing his, and I can now do something like this. The better you can micro as well, the better off you'll be. Like if I focus fired his Marines with these Colossus, that fight could have gone even better. If I had shield batteries around me, that fight could have gone even better. There's a lot of things you can do to increase the power of your defense. Keep chrono missing upgrades. And now we can go into the thing we like to do a lot, which is Templar Archives. We can go into that because now he's already going Vikings to deal with Colossus. So it's going to be really hard for him to deal with Storm transition. Every Terran cripples to this, and especially in this league. If you hate fighting bio, do this. You're going to win like every time. Okay, that's 6 Templar. That's enough. No more. No more Templars for Storm. That's plenty. And watch, we're probably going to lose all our Colossus in this next fight. But in turn, he's also going to lose a lot of bio. But then he's not going to have any type of a transition to deal with Templar.
We are focused.
You can add a couple more gates now because another base is saturated. And once we get 4 Colossus, we can do a timing, which is really soon. Now let's prepare for an in-game scenario here, which is this Terran may or may not go for. He may or may. What the fuck? He may or may not go for a lot of Liberator. Some Terrans do it, some Terrans don't do it. But if he is one of the Terrans who's going to do it, we will we'll go Tempest again. So you can see my Colossus are getting shit on, right? You're like, oh, why? Your Colossus, they're all dying. For the most part. We lost half of them. Let's attack his base. The Templar are actually the scary part of this army, not the Colossus. The Colossus are scary as well, but his army's not designed to be scared of Colossus. It's designed to be scared of High Templar. So we've set this game up in a situation where the Protoss is going to crush the Terran. I was about to say the Terran's supposed to be afraid, but it said it weird. We set it up to where Templars are strong. That's my point. We're just microing the Templar. That's enough damage over there. Now he's dead. He couldn't stay and fight, because if he does, he's gonna get stormed. So the Templar forced that situation to be like that. Alright, so now we can start making Tempest. Kill the command center. We'll zone him out with the Templar. See, like right there, that's a good example. He killed the Colossus, but the Templar actually killed all the bio, and all my Templar are still here. Keep producing more upgrades. Right now my zealots are 3-2. We're upgrading shields now and weapons. And we're upgrading weapons on air too. Let's see if he has any other bases. Because right now, the only way he could not lose this game is if he has another base. If this guy wants to stay on his main base at 12.5 minutes, which is guaranteed pretty much mined out now, I could care less. Like, that's not going to give him enough money to just suddenly build a new army. This is nothing. The only thing that would be a problem is if it's all about playing odds here. If I ran up this ramp with my army and I ran into a meat grinder, let's say there was like a bunch of widow mines with drilling claws and it actually somehow popped my observer and my army exploded to it really hard, or something like that, and I'm like, oh, I gotta run back. Oh god, it's a waste of time. And now I lose too much army to where I can't actually punish this planetary as fast as I should. That would be a problem. But if I just take a second to go, okay, do you have any other bases? Do you have any other bases that you can't defend right now that I could kill? And the answer was yes. So now he's stuck with all of his orbitals in his main because he can't physically he can't defend it, and now he can't also, because I killed it early, and now he's not getting hidden economy with mules at a new base. He can't also now produce enough of an army off of this to do anything. So I just contain him until I kill him. And I could kill him if I couldn't somehow just break the ramp. I could eventually break the ramp with Tempest because we switched into that for the potential in-game scenario. Can you explain how many gates to add? So what you want to do with gates is you want to ramp up your production more and more as your economy ramps up. And the general rule here, okay? This is the general rule. You can usually support roughly 3 with like Protoss. You can support probably around 3 production buildings every base you have saturated. This also includes upgrading things as well. But this number changes a little bit depending on what you're producing. If you're producing Stalkers and Immortals, yeah, like 2 gates and a Robo, you could totally do that. If you're producing Stalkers and Colossus off of 2 gates and a Robo, again, you could do that off of 1 base saturation with upgrades, like with maybe a Blink upgrade or a Forge upgrade or the Colossus upgrade. But if you're producing things like Zealots, you can produce a little more. So instead of having like 2 gates in a Robo, I could have 3 gates in a Robo. And if I have a second saturated base, I could add on 4 gates if I'm going just Zealots, and I could easily produce off of two base saturation. I could go 7 gates in a Robo. Depends what you're building. Like Zealots could be 4 gates, 4 production buildings. Anything else with gas more expensive per cycle, you would need more. Like if it's Stalkers are more expensive than Zealots, so the production cycles go lower. You could produce less every round. Except Protoss player. I don't know. I'm trying to explain it in an easy way, but it's the idea is get comfortable with how much you can support off 1 base. Okay? Just think about how much you can support off 1 base, and then add that on every time you make another base. And then try to keep your bases flowing the whole time. And the only thing that kind of changes the way this works is as soon as upgrades are done, or as soon as you max these production cycles that you've based the game off of up to this point change now, because now you have a lot of free money. If you're maxed, you don't have to worry about continuously maxing. If you're oh god, build gases. Hold position that motherfucking probe. Are we getting cannon rushed again? Let's send up 1 probe on him right now, just in case. Let's build a pylon like right here. Yes, we are getting cannon rushed. Okay, so first things first. Keep chasing this probe, and let's wall this motherfucker out of my base with any more probes. Three probes per cannon kills the cannon, by the way. And now, again, with the probe on the map that's hidden around. we're going to take a Nexus. Walling your base is amazing against Cannon Rush, guys. It's really good. Keep making probes. If you remember, don't stop making probes. Remember last time this happened?
I am here in the shadows.
Now my stalker just shoved the probe away.
State thy bidding.
So now he physically can't do anything about that anymore. Like he cannot come up the ramp anymore to give vision to his units. Or to his cannons. Every time he comes up the ramp, this probe will die. Okay, so he's actually gone even more hardcore. He's also proxied a gateway. So this time around, instead of actually hold on, we're gonna wait for a second before we do our little cute trick that we like to kill Protosses with. Start kind of boosting Immortals. We're gonna go with three Stalkers and an Immortal, and then a bunch of probes, and then we'll stop. Well, actually, let's make like a shield battery as well right now, so I can repair my gate if I need to. And then we'll make a second Immortal, and as we start a second Immortal, we'll keep chrono boosting it out of the main Nexus, and we'll commit to a recall. So here we go. Let's grab some probes. Grab the Immortal. Kill this so we can't see what I'm doing.
I am here in the shadows. I am the heart. Cold is the void.
Now let's go kill his base.
Raku. You require my skills. It shall be as you say.
Run back to a wall. Run! Okay, so he's going double Stargate. Let's go and do that as well. If we just do double Stargate off a better economy, we just win. Cool. So he's not dead because he rushed double Stargate and he actually picked my units up. That's okay. That's totally fine. We can go for Stargates ourselves now, and we can keep doing this process of let's make extra probes the whole time and continuously transport probes around with recalls. And we'll make our own Phoenix now to counter his Phoenix. And let's start chrono boosting my for now. Let's start chrono boosting my Phoenix. You can also break out of my base right now with this gate. Just kill it. It's fine. We can make a couple more just to be on the safe side. But the big thing that just happened right here. The big thing that just happened here is our little counterattack we did because he cannon rushed me. I want you guys to look at this number right here. This beautiful number in just a second. Watch the difference that's about to appear right here. We have over 3 times his probe count. His probe count sucks. He probably quit as soon as he saw that I'm expanding on his side of the map. He did. He's like, oh god. Well, this is not good. So, yeah, we have a lot of probes compared to what he has. And he can't physically make Phoenix the whole time while also continuing pro production because he just has really crappy income. Us, however, on the other hand, can maintain triple Phoenix. Look at our money. We have a lot. We can maintain this if we want to, because he wants to turn this game into a Phoenix game. We could do it too, but it's like Muta versus Muta with ZVZ. The guy who has more economy and can make more Mutas is gonna win. It's just as simple as that. The guy who has more economy and can make more Phoenix is just gonna win. It's just as simple as that. And Phoenix will make it to where we can just fly into his base and pick up all of his probes, and then like we can overpower his Phoenix first, and then we can pick up all of his probes, and then the game's over automatically. Because then we could actually push with our ground army once his Phoenix are dead, and every base dies, or every building dies. I am the burger. Yo, Diamond 2. Diamond 2 Protoss. Promotion.